Hi guys, how we doing today? So we got another day of some reckoning. I fixed my chair, had it all off from earlier. Anyway, so we have another day of reckoning. I'm hoping to get a little bit further. We definitely finished up the DLC last time. We started back on the main area. And didn't kick a whole lot of the stuff forward. Kicked a little bit forward, finished out one of the faction quest lines, and now we're going to work on the main story a little bit. So that's the goal for this morning, or the beginning of the stream anyway. Yeah, so we'll kind of go from there. We're working on like the main story. There's actually a two-parter at this point. The main story splits under two pieces. We're going to do one half. And we'll kind of see where it goes. We got 6 hours. Try to get through it as far as we can, and you know, I'm excited. So let's get into this. Okay, so if memory serves, we are following Agoth to a Tuatha den, basically. So we will see what they have. Oh, where'd it go? I like his sword. He has a really cool looking... I want to say that's a great sword. You're gonna glow, but you're not gonna let me actually do anything? Well, that sucks. Oh, that's because people are attacking. I forgot that when you get attacked, you can't pick anything up. I like how he's kind of just useless. Like, he attacked the first guy. In fact, he started a fight he didn't need to. But then kind of just stood there while everything else was attacking me. That's what we call useless.
Another victory.
It takes you longer to pull out your sword than it does for me to kill these guys. Doesn't help that I kind of went to that DLC area and got some better equipment. Like the pieces I'm using right now are Prismir based, which is like the strongest common weapons you can pick up. So I'm pretty happy about that. So they're a lot stronger than everything else.
This is their escape route. It'll have traps, but few guards. You might be able to use their defenses against them, if you're clever. I'll distract the guards at the front and make sure none of them escape.
I like these answers. What kind of defenses do they have?
The mine has a main entrance and an escape tunnel. The main one is heavily guarded, and the escape is heavily trapped. I saw them bringing Barghests down in cages, probably still being trained. Turn the beasts free, and I bet they cause some chaos for you.
It's a good hint. I like it. What do you think of Alan Shear?
Whoever that Aelin Shear is,
Aelin?
I don't think she's our enemy. If she wanted us dead, she could have killed us while we were weakened. But she's still trouble. Reminds me of a dark elf who left me half naked and tied to a Barghest once. Now those were the days.
Half naked and tied to a Barghest? That seems like a bad day. What do you think of the Codex of Fate?
The immortals inscribed their knowledge of fate into the living stone. I always thought it was a poetic way of talking about the theater. But there it is, in your hands. Keep it close, child.
What do you think of the Prismir?
Strange crystal, Prismir. It's normally a shade of blue, but when you treat it and charge it with magic, it turns blood red.
Okay, see, I'm glad we actually figured that out, because when the witch was playing with her crystals, they were all blue, and she kept saying Prismir crystal. I'm like, but Prismir's red? That makes more sense now. So Prismir by default is blue, and it becomes red when you put magic in it. So what's going on with you these days?
Thanks for giving an old man another chance. It's good to know I've got a future again. And even better not to know what it is.
I mean, I feel you. I'd hate to know my destiny. What do you think of Destiny
The
Stone?
Destiny Stone showed us the tapestry of fate. But your power must have consumed it all. Everything except the wisdom at its core. The Codex of Destiny.
Why are we splitting up?
We'll be attacking their camp from both sides. We can't have any of them escaping to report back.
Makes sense. What do you think of the Winter Court?
You know the Summer Court in Issa? Well, the Winter Court are their darker siblings. They're not evil, but they're definitely not nice.
It's a nice way to say they're evil. Kind of sounds like it. Jeez, he does have a lot of things. Eyes of Tirnock.
The eyes of Tirnock are two immense prismere mirrors. Long as the Tuatha have them trained on you, they'll find you anywhere.
But how do they target? That's kind of the question I have. I think of Gadflow.
Gadflow is just some trumped-up fae who started hearing voices, I gather. But a crazy with an army is still a threat, sure enough.
What do you think of his war?
The Crystal War, they've been calling it. 10 years ago, the Winter Fae turned violent and attacked us in force, calling themselves the Tuatha Daon. They say it's their sacred duty to cleanse the mortals from their lands. Naturally, the humans and Alpha who live here aren't so happy with that plan. It's been going back and forth for years. Where there's war, there's soldiers nervous about their fate, and that's where I come in.
So I wonder if they only care about their continent, I guess, back in the letter works. We can only see a portion of this world, so I'm going to guess it's a continent. And they're only over here to attack me. If that's true, then what is this continent? Care kind of thing? Like, who knows? Titarium? I don't even remember what that is.
He once offered me an honorary knighthood after I slayed the Dream Eater of Amora. He was quite gracious when I turned him down.
It has to do with the Warsworn. I think Titarian's like the leader of the Warsworn. That would make sense. Okay, now what?
Just go inside and find those scrying mirrors. Don't worry. I'll be coming along to help.
Okay. Sounds cool with me.
Good luck. I'll see you inside.
So these were the gates that needed a key earlier, so I guess that was just their way of locking it out until we got here. Makes sense. Good job. Had to take him out. I mean, come on. It's gonna be down below this. Okay. Now, should we jump down and let those guys loose? Kind of work our way around. Let's work our way around a little bit first. Like, I want to go maybe around that side. That's new. I've never seen them tied to something other than a string before. I hope one of them would have their back turned. We could just, silently take them out. No Man's Sky update. I'm interested to go back to the world now. Actually played No Man's Sky pretty recently, after the Desolation update. It was the first time I ever touched No Man's Sky since 2016 when it first released, and I was excited about it. Like so many others, it came out to be, not the greatest game in the world. But they've made so many improvements to it. It was actually a lot of fun. I had a good time. There's a few things I still wanted to do that I never ended up doing. So I am definitely interested in going back to that world to see the new stuff, because I heard they basically doubled the types of planets, which is definitely one thing that I had an issue with. I was like, these seem kind of, several of them were kind of like meh. Yeah, like the creature designs and some of the world designs kind of got really repetitive really fast because they're generated procedurally, but I still ended up having a lot of fun, surprisingly. But yeah, anyway, actually, like I said, I actually ended up having a good bit of entertainment from everything it offered, I was actually quite surprised with how entertaining it was, to be honest. There are definitely things I think could be done better in the game. Still, there are definitely promises I wish they would have kept a little bit more. But I mean, overall, it was pretty entertaining. I like the fact that you could customize your character, like trick out his outfit colors and whys and whatnot. So they did a really good job with that. They did a really good job with they did a pretty good job with the ships. Like, the ships are very varied. However, you have to find the right ship you want, which kind of sucks. There's so many different. There's a lot of different looking ships because they procedurally generate different pieces of the ship. So each class of ship has different pieces to it, which makes it pretty entertaining. But the problem is, so if you are looking at them and you're like, oh man, all of these pieces look really cool, you know, and whatever, you may want this specific piece with this specific piece, and you might really like that look, but then never be able to find that ship. And then, here's the worst catch with that. If you finally find the perfect ship with all the pieces you want, so you want, you know, a fighter with these wings and this side and whatever, that's cool. You might find that, and then it's a terrible color. Something you just don't like. Like, I like black and gray and blue. Obviously, it's what I'm trying to design my channel around. Those are my colors. Like, I'll settle with some reds, I'll settle with some other colors, but those are my colors. If you give me, like, a pink or a fuchsia or, you know, a green, I'm not into it. So you can find your perfect ship, and it'd be an awful color. And then that's it. You have to go keep looking again. And with the thousands of different combos and different places and different worlds, there's just no bet you'll ever find that same ship that you really want again. So you kind of have to settle a little bit, you know, find one that looks almost as good as you want and almost has all the pieces, and then find the color you want. But even then, there are multiple classes, and that ship may not come in the class you want. So you either have to go, you know, a lot of people go the route of just picking a class ship that they really like and getting it and decking it out and not caring what it looks like and what it's and you know, the aesthetics of it. I went the other route. I went the route of I found a ship that I really liked. It had the aesthetic I liked. It had the colors I liked and everything else. There's pieces that definitely would have changed, but after all the time I spent in the game, I still never found a ship anywhere close to as good looking as mine. And I got it in the first system I was dropped in, and its base is gray with black and blue accents. It's awesome. And I spent the money to rank it up. I got it as a class B, and I ranked it all the way up to S and spent all the money to open all the slots and everything else. So it was worth it, but I do wish, I wish there was someone you could find in the game, like make it a story path, make it hard, you know, make it a long running thing where you have to find a parts dealer, right? And you have to, because you can buy any ship you want, you can buy multiple, and then you can scrap them for parts and stuff. But if you could find a scrap dealer of some kind, like a legendary ship mechanic who will
over here, you Tawatha bastard.
And make it a difficult journey, make it to where you have to scrap ships with the parts and the aesthetics you like, and that's how it works. Like you have to literally find ships with aesthetics you like, and then when you do that, when you scrap a ship with him, then those aesthetics, those pieces of the ships, become available to him, and then he can modify either your ship or build you a ship with
We're here.
all of those pieces. I think that'd be awesome. So that way, yeah, you'd still spend a lot of money, you'd still spend a lot of time, it'd be a really cool path, but at the end of that path, you could scrap ungodly amounts of ships with him to get all the aesthetics and pieces you want and build the ship the way you want the ship to really look. And then out of all of those ships as well, those unlock paint schemes and everything else. That way you can color the ship you want. I know they're talking about giving you the option to color your ship at some point because you can color your freighter now. But even then, I think that aesthetic would be cool. I think if you had to go through this huge path and it was a major thing, and because it's all procedurally generated anyway, they have these pieces already. It's not like they have, you know, pre-built ships and, you know, I'm asking for something ridiculous. I'm asking for something very specific. They already have all of these pieces. Those pieces are already rendered randomly on ships in new zones that you go into. Just give me the ability to pick them. And, you know, don't make it too easy. Make it where, like I have to say, if I want, you know, a fighter with these looks, I have to go out and find a bunch of fighters with those pieces, scrap them all to him, and then he unlocks all of those pieces, even one. You know, just give him one. For every one I give him, I give one of those parts. Let me build my own ship and kill her. That would be cool. For as much time as you're in your ship, I think that would be cool. But, I mean, I did waste a long time looking for ships, so I guess that is a draw for being in the game for a long time. Are we done here?
Not until you smash those mirrors. It'll keep them from tracking you all over Dalentarth.
Okay. Let's do
Good
it.
luck.
So I'm sorry. I'm sure some of you don't really care about No Man's Sky, but it was fun. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my playthrough. I had a lot of fun doing it. You said mirrors. I see stone there, and I guess could be considered a mirror. No, yeah, they gave me prisoner dogs. That's right. So, I don't know. And then I had a lot of fun. I had fun going around, scanning things, exploring worlds, building base. There are definitely parts of the base I would like improved. Like you can build some really cool stuff with the cube system, but the cube system, when you color, only colors the outside of the cube, not the inside of the cube. So the inside of your house still just looks white, and that just seems weird. Like it should color the inside of the cube as well. But you can also just build your house with walls, and that solves that problem. But then it's not as modular. I like the module, so who knows. But anyway, I had an update where it literally supposedly doubled the size of the planet variations and everything else. So I'm really interested to see what those planets look like. And I know there's now volcanoes and other active systems and stuff, and I'm pretty boss about that.
The undying mortal has grown tired of running, has he? Decided to fight back? Can you tell me the difference between a creature of nature and a child of dust like yourself?
Okay, so I gotta laugh. I'm sorry. The voice actor for this big evil entity, Gadflow, is the voice actor for Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. If you couldn't hear that already. So the reason I'm mentioning that to you, because every time I hear him speak, I just hear Tigger and I see Tigger bouncing, and it makes it hilarious. And now I hope you do too, because I find that hilarious. So look it up. But yeah, listen to it. You can hear Tigger's voice. I don't know.
We children of nature know our roles. Meek and mighty, prey and predators, life and death, all serve the cycle. You children of dust do not know your place. You come into our land. You come to face your hunters. And you don't know when to die.
You don't even know who... I don't even know who you are.
You shall learn. In time, all mortals will know the might of Gadflow, blessed herald of the merciful Tirnoch. All mortals end, even if some are more persistent than others.
What's a Tirnoch? I thought they said 2 high mirrors, and I definitely smashed a mirror.
At least the Tuatha won't be able to track you so easily now. But it looks like you've got the personal attention of their king, Gadflow. If you were anyone else, I'd suggest you start running and not stop for a few years. But you might just have a chance.
How can we fight them?
You're doing well, so far. You've blinded them here, and they haven't killed you yet. And much as I hate to say it, you'll need to take Aelin Shear up on her offer of help. The Codex of Destiny should hold some answers for you. For all I know, you've already met her in the House of Ballads. But it sounds like she's the only lead now.
I mean, okay, cool.
We should be able to get out this way.
But I want to this way. Because this is the way you came. And it might have loot. But anyway, oh, and giant sandworms. If you're interested in giant sandworms, they've apparently added those. I hope they increase some other creatures too, because some of the creatures definitely were like, some were really cool looking, to be honest, but then most of the worlds I went to, I saw the same like 3 or 4 looking creatures with just slight variations, and that was a little disappointing. But anyway, enough about disappointments. I had a lot of fun, to be honest. Like, I'm saying some negative things, but I've spent a lot of hours in that game just getting it recently, because I had a lot of fun, not gonna lie. Like, it was a lot more entertainment than I expected. I got my own fleet, I got my own frigate and fleet, and you know, it does all kinds of cool stuff for you. I got had my own base with helpers, and it was, like I said, it was actually a really cool time. It was one of the better spacefaring games that I've actually. I did not want to do that. That was dumb. That I played, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Surprisingly. There are things I would have changed, but I had fun. Like, there's so many things to do. There's stuff I just didn't bother to do. They're just things that don't interest me. Like, there's a whole cooking system with meals and food, and you can use those to increase your stats. I didn't bother with any of that. There was, like, one mission that I did that involved that stuff. They added a whole multiplayer line of stuff that I didn't really touch too much. I did some of the missions myself. Some of the multiplayer missions by myself. Those were cool. But I do really like hardly any of them, the actual multiplayer stuff. So that's, yeah, I don't know. It was definitely cool. I'm interested in the new update that just got released, which is why I was updating my system. And who knows, maybe when we're done with this, that'll be one of the things we revisit. Take a look at some of the stuff I've done. Take a look at doing some more stuff. I would definitely be interested. Like I said, I at least want to see some of the worlds. Like a volcano planet sounds pretty cool. They already had ice planets. I was kind of curious about the volcano planets. I actually mentioned that once or twice while playing. That it was weird that they had ice planets. And, you know, that were super cold. Now, they had hot planets, don't get me wrong. They had, like, planets with extreme heat and stuff. But they didn't have, in my opinion, like, I expected to see, like, a lava planet, you know? And that was definitely just something that wasn't there. It just wasn't part of the game. So, yeah, interested to see what those plans are going to look like. But anyway, I digress. King's Amalur, also an amazing game. But I'd be interested. So, you know, if you see this, let me know. Stop by the channel. You know, comment, send me a message. Let me know if you'd like to see some streams on No Man's Sky. But like I said, I actually ended up having a lot of fun. Had really cool economy systems and stuff. That's how I made a lot of money very quickly. a lot of money. Was able to buy and sell ships to get parts and upgrades for other ships. So that was definitely, it made my experience having to find a crappy ship and make it a good ship not so bad. Like, I can see why most people would want to avoid that. But, nah, it wasn't that bad. I had a lot of fun with it. Oh man, seriously? I went all the way back this way because I was hoping there'd be something cool. How's our inventory look? Our inventory doesn't look that bad. We can, easily do... Okay, so now we did one of those trees, and now the other tree's still open. It's cool with me. We'll go ahead and do one of our side quests while we're here. And head back to the main road. This is supposed to be full of Jotun and Boggarts. Boggarts. Oh, we have to actually kill the Jotun. Okay. We can sneak up on one, but it looks like that's probably not going to happen, so that's okay. They're actually not very strong. Poison get you. Huzzah! That's it. That was weird.